All right, guys, scaling with stability. Guys, we're gonna continue this framework, right? And this is gonna be one that you're gonna be tempted to like, let me just get to the sales part. Let me just get to the sales part. But I promise you, if you can get this down, everything's building to it. And if you miss this framework, you're just gonna be a step behind. So we talked about this different, four primary principles, right? It was like growth, operations, your service or product, and then client experience, all right? And we're gonna talk about experience right now, okay? And we're gonna do this. I think the person that frames this absolutely the best, hands down, is Ron Kaufman. And we've done a couple of podcasts together. I reached out to him. I was like, can I have this content in my book as well as the course? He was like, absolutely. But here's what I'm just gonna go over this high level. If you really wanna go into this stuff and you should care about client experience, go get his book. Uplifting Service is one of my favorite, and it talks about this framework. So here's what I want you to do. As you're thinking about experience, we can actually think about this from the people under us, okay, our employees, the people above us. We can think about this with our clients. We can think about this with our partners, even our spouse, okay? So any one of these, this is going to help us. But here's what I want to do. Really what this is meant to do is give you a number, give you a positioning with each touch point. So when we talk about experience, like client experience, we're really talking about communication. Email, phone, text, whatever level of communication. And here's what I want you to do. Here's your homework, all right? Pause this video after I give you this assignment. Just wait until you have this down. I want you to think about your customers right now. I want you to think about your customers right now. And think about write down three different touch points that you have in your business with them, okay? So if you're a roofing company, it's, they call in for the first time. We have a 2-minute conversation. It's when I show up to give like a quote or kind of look at their roof. It's when I actually execute and like my guys show up and we're actually changing the roof. These are three different touch points in the business. If you think about your marriage, think about leaving home, waking up, arriving back at home, anniversary. These are all touch points. If you think about a digital marketing company, emails, we think about onboarding, we think about a sales call. I want you to write down 3 touch points in your business. And here's what we're gonna do. Let's think about these levels of service, okay? So the first level is, and each one of these, I'm gonna give you 5 different levels. Actually, I'm gonna give you 6, but 5 core levels here of service. All I want you to do is, as you wrote down those touch points, which level is each touch point on? Which level is each touch point on? Okay, so we have our first level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so our first level is basic level. Okay, so what this means is, essentially this is not, I kind of think of this as like, it's not illegal. Like I did what I said I was gonna do. If I go to a restaurant and I say, I want a hamburger, they bring me a hamburger. If a client emails me, I email them back. Like I need to at least fill in the blank, all right? As we talk about this, I'm gonna give you like a stupid example of email communication, all right? So if you shot me an email, you're a customer of mine, a partner of mine, you shot me an email Friday afternoon, it's like 3 o'clock. At minimum, I need to respond. Do I need to respond that day? Not necessarily, but I need to respond, okay? Basic. We're gonna move on pretty quick here. The next one is expected, all right? What do your clients, your team, your spouse expect from you? Okay, so we're starting to change this. And again, remember those 3 things you wrote down here. So think about my email. Bob wrote me, or you wrote me an email. It was Friday afternoon, right? At minimum, I have to respond. Your expectation is probably that I respond Monday or Tuesday, right? This is expected. If I go to a restaurant and I order a hamburger, my expectation is that the taste, the quality matches the price. My expectation is that I'm gonna sit down restaurant, that my water, they come and refill it before, I get to the end and I don't have any. My expectation is, and different people have different levels of expectation. But at each touch point in your business, is these current touch points that we're looking at, are they basic or are they expected? Okay, we're moving up the ladder here. The next level is desired. So again, when we talk later about people and managing people, well, we're gonna reference back to this framework. When we talk about sales, we're gonna reference back to this framework. When we talk about mentors and leaders, we're gonna reference back. So we're now on expected and then desire. So you shot me that email. It's Friday afternoon. At minimum, I need to respond, right? That's our basic policy, right? But your expectation is probably that I respond maybe within 24 hours, 48 business hours. Your expectation is maybe Monday or Tuesday. However, deep down, what do you really desire? What do your customers desire from you? Man, I know it's Friday afternoon, but I really need JC to respond this weekend. If he could do that, that would be really, really great. Really, really great. And so we're moving down this line. So if you're a roofing company, and I want you to think about, okay, when a client first calls in, all right, what are my clients, at minimum, what do I need to do for my clients? What do I think my customer is expecting from that phone call? And then what do I think they desire from that phone call? Whenever I go in and I do a quote and I show up to the house, like even from a dress code, what's the basics? What's the expectation? But what do you think they desire from me? And we're starting to roll through. Here's what I want to pause. I found this great video from a bank, and I want you to take a minute. We're gonna watch bits and pieces of this. I'm gonna have the videographer put it here, and I want to watch just a little bit of this video as we get started here. So I'm gonna play it from my end. This is about a bank. Well, I'm just gonna let you watch it.
Hello there. Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Christine.
Bonjour, Karine.
Bonjour.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
I'm ATM. You know what ATM stands for?
Automated teller machine?
That is correct, normally, but today you're wrong. I'm an automated thanking machine.
Hey, look at that, buddy.
That's for you. That's on TD Canada Trust.
Thank you.
There's a slot that's opening
Oh my goodness. Never in all my life had
love
such
this
a beautiful surprise.
You've been helping your daughter out, is that correct?
Yes.
We've got something for you, Christine. There's something that's about to come out there. Those are 2 piggy banks. Those are for your kids. Well, we've got a little something for you because you're a famous customer. We know you love the Jays so much. Look on the other side of me. There's another slot. It's going to open up. On the left side there, yeah. It's going to open up.
That's awesome.
She's my only daughter. She has cancer and she had an operation on Tuesday.
We wanted to thank you in a very specialized way. There's actually a card coming out for you right there. And if you look inside each piggy bank, there's a check for $1,000 to start an RESP for each of your kids. Yes.
Yeah, right.
That outfit. Well, the thanking's not done, Christy.
What?
Here's the thing. If you tell your kids, hey, here's an RESP, they'll be all, nah. But if you tell them you're taking them to a place like Disney,
No.
yes, you're taking your kids to a magical place in California, Christine.
I've never been able to take my kids anywhere.
It's wonderful that you've been with us for so long. That we got somebody who might want to talk to you for a second about that.
Oh my
I have no idea who this guy is, but I assume he's a good baseball player.
During this time, we have come to know how giving, loving, and supportive you are, especially to your daughter in Trinidad. She's a lucky woman to be able to call you mom.
So I just threw you a ball, but Sunday you'll be throwing me a ball.
Oh my
You'll
God.
be throwing out the first pitch.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I got goosebumps right now.
Actually, Dorothy, could you lean in for a second? Because I have a secret to tell you. Just lean in very close. We want you to thank her yourself. So we've got something coming out of the slot right now. Something right there for you. And those are tickets. Those are tickets to Trinidad.
Are you serious?
I am serious. You're going to go see your daughter in Trinidad.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dorothy.
And as it goes here, I want you to think about the feeling. And the cool thing about this, guys, this is biblical. The Bible says that love covers a multitude of sins. And I take this word of love in business as like rapport. The more we can show how much we love and care about our people, the easier it is to overcome obstacles, the easier it is to expand, the easier it is, everything becomes easier. Now you're gonna look at this video and you're thinking, oh, they're a bank, they were doing, of course they did that, they did a little bit bigger. I want you to think about the emotional aspects. This bank has nothing to do with trips, nothing to do with Disney, nothing to do with any of this stuff. And obviously they're making a commercial to make a point. That's irrelevant. But as you can see here, they're going above nobody walked into that bank that day going, man, I just really want some Disney tickets, right? No one did. So there's 2 more levels, and I really want you guys, the more you can hit these next 2 levels with your customers, with your people, with your spouse, with wherever, the easier it is to overcome and the easier it is to scale in every way, shape, form, or fashion. Your sales will increase, your retention will increase, your people staying around, your tenureship will increase, everything will increase. The next level is surprising. How often are you surprising the people around you? It doesn't take much. Let me give you an idea. I mentioned roofing a while ago. You know, on average, roofers can make anywhere from $3,000 or $4,000 a roof. What if you gave your contractors, the team going out and doing the roof, you gave them a job. One of the jobs they had was, I need you to find something really special that means a lot to that client. Look around the house, like as you're there, like what do you think means the most? Have a conversation. What do you think means the most? And here's what I need you to spend $300 on that client. $300. I could buy, we did this just 2 days ago for a client. We bought 4 seats to an NHL game. We've done it where we bought 5 seats to a baseball game. We went and got a jersey for someone. These are all sports related. We've done it where we've gotten a restaurant or made some ice cream. Like you listen to first off, it takes your team and it forces them to listen to their clients and look for ways to serve. Now, if I had a roofing client and I got, made $4,000 on a job and I turned around and took $300 to $400 of that and I gave it back to that client in some type of gifting way that surprised them, something that was unbelievable. What is that gonna do? I guarantee you next time they'll remember you. I guarantee you they will refer you. I guarantee that it'll compound that investment so well. But it doesn't only take money. What about a card? What about a note? What about just showing up? What about having meetings with your teams that aren't planned like, hey Bob, man, I'd love to take you to lunch today, just learn more about you. That's not expected and sometimes not even desired. And then this last level is unbelievable. This causes people to really sit back, oh my goodness. And you've seen this before. What happens if you go to a restaurant and you're like, oh, it was so good. What happens? You go back and you tell people, oh man, Bob, dude, the steak was so good. You've got to go. Oh man, and here's the interesting thing. I've even had restaurants I recommend. I'm like, dude, it was such a cool experience. I don't even talk about the food. I talk about the people. My wife and I went to a restaurant just the other day. Shout out to the Star of India in Little Rock. We went to this restaurant. It was recommended. It was kind of in a random little shopping mall. It wasn't anything special. Walked inside. I'm like, I hope I'm in the right spot. And as soon as I walked in, the owner said, welcome home. How are you guys today? And immediately, wasn't desired, it was surprising. And he just went on for the customer experience from there. The food was great, don't get me wrong, but the service was excellent. Now I want to talk one more point of this. Every single one of us, I'm going to tell you a story. I was in Nashville, downtown Nashville. It was before Karen and I were married. And I was in downtown Nashville and I was working in private banking. And one of the cool things about the job that I had there for a little while, I was the only guy in there and I was by far the youngest one. Everyone else was married, was on in their lives, and it was really cool because, I don't know if this was allowed, it definitely wasn't allowed, but every cute girl that walked in, everybody would get busy. And immediately I would be the person to serve them. Again, single dude, Nashville, all this good stuff. One day this girl walked in, I kid you not, tell me she was beautiful. Not near as beautiful as Karen is, but gorgeous woman, right? And so I was thinking about quitting the job. I wasn't super excited. I was doing well in other things. And so I called the girl over to my office. We sat down, we talked. Turns out she was filthy rich, so attractive, filthy rich, super sweet. I mean, we're gonna get married, right? That was the idea anyways. And I'm kind of fluffing the story up to get to the real one. And so I was like, all right, we should go out. I've been in Nashville a while, but I was once new. I'm gonna take you out. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna show you the town. And she agreed. What in the world? She agreed. So here we are. I'm a good old boy from Arkansas. I am as simple as they come, right? I wore jeans for the second time in 2 weeks, just for you guys for this video. I'm joking. I can't remember why I wore it. And so we're sitting here and I'm going to this, I'm deciding like, where do I go? How do I give her a great experience, right? One that's like, man, we're gonna lock this down, shape this up, it's gonna be amazing. And so I call up one of my friends. He owns this brand new, amazing Italian restaurant. He was one of my clients. He was the chef at this Italian restaurant downtown that you had to be months in line. So I call him up and say, listen, Tim, here's the deal. Girl, beautiful, money, need to lock it down. I'm gonna show her an experience that's like no one has ever seen before, right? She is going to want to marry me by the end of the night. That was the idea anyway. And so we go and we pull up to the restaurant. I kid you not. The valet walks around and says, Mr. Height, welcome back. Never been there. Where is this? I'm already like, what the junk? Now, guys, you know this. You can't be surprised by this. So I just kind of look at her, I look at him, deep down, I'm like, what the freaking junk? But I'm also like, you know, you're with me, it's not a big deal. We walk inside the restaurant. This is a super fancy place. I've never been back. I can't afford these type of places. We walk in, there's a little bit of a line of people, and immediately the lady there at the front, hostess, I think is what they're called. Obviously, I don't go to these places often. And she goes, oh, Mr. Height, come. Yeah, of course, your table's already ready. Immediately, again, she looks at me, she's impressed. You can tell, right? I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. But you gotta play it down. Unbelievable experience. This restaurant, they were incredibly great at customer experience, okay? So we walk around, we get our food, the chef comes out, everything is off the chain. We're having great conversation, we're laughing. I mean, every single aspect of my experience was unbelievably great. But every one of us has a but. What do I mean by that? Well, JC's incredible, he knows a lot, but they're stupid expensive. But they're really bad at communication. But the owner's never present. But every one of us, we have some type of but that's kind of our weakness, right? So what is your but? Here, we got done with the restaurant, like we finished our food, we decided to go outside. This was in January in Nashville, it was pretty cold. It took us 45 minutes. There wasn't any seating in the lobby because their rule was when you came in, you got seated as soon as possible. It took us 45 minutes to wait on our car in the cold. Do you think we went back? I mean, the service, unbelievable. The food, unbelievable. I mean, every aspect from the stewardess to the valet, everything was unbelievable, but the location sucked. Within 6 months, that restaurant closed down, right? And so as you're growing, you're thinking about each and every touch point. Guys, I wanna encourage you that you can have incredible roofers, plumbers, electricians, but if your sales process sucks, it's gonna be difficult. Right? This is whole entire format, right? And so how are we at every level executing on making sure that we're uplifting our service as we go? And I promise you, as you think about this throughout all the rest of the lessons, if we think about uplifting our service, getting it better, it'll make everything so much easier as we scale and as we grow. We'll see you in the next video.